Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Mark's Garage. And in today's episode, the Honda Africa Twin has just been here a couple days, but I've got to spend a little bit of time doing what I'm going to call some fine tuning, some little adjustments, a few tweaks, and those kind of things. So we're taking you along, showing you just a couple of things that I've done. Hope you enjoy it. That's what's next. So the first little tweak we're going to make is just adjust the position of the handguard. So why I'm going to do that is you can probably see here, this left handguard system compared to the right side is up just a little bit higher, and it's actually on the left side in a great spot. So we're going to adjust some of the mounting hardware over there and just rotate that back. All right, to adjust what we want to adjust, a couple things here are going on. Just inside the switchgear, there's this mounting assembly, and that's for the brake reservoir, the mirror mount. A couple of bolts here, we're going to loosen that, and then we'll loosen this here on the outside, and then we should be able to rotate this up just a little bit. That's all we need to do. So we'll start with this on the outside. There we go. Yeah, that's perfect. And we'll get these loosened up here. Okay. Now this should rotate. Oh yeah, that's good. So I think, look at it, right about there. Right about there will do it. We won't snug those all the way until we get this one done. There we go. Okay. We'll snug these up and we're all set. All right. Give that a look. Oh, much better. All right, next up we are going to remove the protective film that is over the TFT display there at the top and then the LCD display at the bottom. It's really great that the dealer leaves that on, you know, for delivery. They could peel it off, but I think, you know, having that on during transport and delivering to you just ensures, you know, good integrity of these screens. So I'll take a quick look at that. They look in very nice shape. I got a brand new microfiber cloth. Yep, looks really good. All right, got that done. So when I was working with Southeast Sales and Joe, and we had opened up a couple of the boxes for the bike setup, there was one envelope in there, and it was kind of flat, and it didn't seem like anything was in it. It's this one right here. This was sent along with all my owner's stuff, and I just opened it up. Well, first what I did is I plugged in the part number, and I found out, oh, it's protective film. And then I found out it's a piece of protective film that Honda provides for this, the TFT display, the upper display here. So we're going to go ahead and install that. I'm going to get some rubber gloves just so that we can protect that film. Not that I'm going to touch it, but if I have some rubber gloves on, that'll certainly make the process more foolproof. So let's do that next. All right, so we're ready to do this. I've got my nitrile gloves on. open this up, pull this out. And I think the neat thing about this is that, I don't know if you can pick up those numbers or not. Let me put my hand behind there. There's a 1 and a 2. And so it basically sets up, there's no instructions that come along, but it sets up for the proper way to go ahead and get this on. So we're going to peel away number 1. Okay, we'll grab this from here. All right, so we'll get rid of that. This then goes on like this. And then we'll get a hold of this little piece here. There we go. All right. There we go. Nice. Well, let's just make sure that we get all the air out. Looks like there's a few air bubbles that want to form. There we go. We'll pull that off, and it looks like the air bubbles work themselves out. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So that's it. There's the protective film. That's great. All right, here's the next order of business. We're going to cut this tag off, identifying the battery tender lead from Optimate. We're going to get rid of that so that's not flapping around in the breeze. So I'll use my diagonal cutter right to there. There we go. Voila. All right, on to the next project. So you can see here the Africa Twin has somewhat of a pretty good lean when it's on the side stand, kickstand. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is adding a side stand plate enlarger. Here is the side stand, foot stand enlarger. So it's got an Africa Twin logo on it. I'll put a link in the description for where I found it. I'm basically going to take these 4 screws off, open that up, slide that under the foot stand, and then retighten the screws. So there's the instructions. Pretty simple, straightforward. There is one thing that you do. There's a small little rubber pad. You can see that right there. And that basically takes up some space between the underside of the kickstand and where the enlarger fits. All right, well, we're ready to go ahead and get this done. I know it calls for some Loctite, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this, get the plate on it with at least 2 screws to hold it. Okay, and we'll get one more over here. Always good to get those going by hand, and you can there, at least it's in position. There, and that'll work out nice now for getting some Loctite here. All right, what I'm using, this happens to be from Permatex. It's blue, medium strength. And let me just double check. I think this is the gel. There we go. Yep. can tighten down these bolts. We'll go in a little bit of a cross pattern here. Okay, we are all set. All right, so there it is. Let's take a quick look at how it works as we rotate this up. And there you go. We got plenty of clearance there, ½ inch or so away from the swing arm. And that's going to rotate up, so I think that's going to work out nice. And boy, what a super extra large foot there to have when we're parking in gravel, or we're parking off-road, or we're parking on grass. That should work out great. Well, this next project we're taking on deals with adding this Road America track outline decal. There it is, and we are going to place that right about there. We're going to get some isopropyl alcohol and just clean that area, make sure there isn't any residue or waxes or silicones on there. So that's going to be going on. And let's see, just to let you know, that's turn 1, and there's the carousel right there. All right, we are ready to get this cleaned up with some isopropyl. All right there. There we go. Okay, we'll let that dry for a second. What I'm using, by the way, is you pick this up at a Walmart, and you can get 70%, 80% isopropyl alcohol. It's very inexpensive. It's nice to have in the garage. By the way, this will be the least expensive accessory. Talking about the track decal here, this will be the least expensive accessory that I'm putting on the bike. It's $4. All right, time for application. So how that works, you've got a nice system here that you can peel this off like that. Now we're ready to apply it. And so we're going to mount it this way. See if I can get this in the spot that I'd like. I think right there and right there. There we go. So we've got that pretty much pressed and in place. There, we'll let that sit there for just a second, and then we'll try to figure out here what's the best place to start pulling this off. It looks like, based on the shape of this decal, if I go from this corner right here, that'll give me a real good opportunity to make sure that that decal is affixed underneath, and then yeah, that's looking good. Let's go over here and get this going. You just don't want that peeling up at all. There we go. So that's looking good. And we'll make sure that's there. Yeah, that's there. Now we can pull it in a direction real slow. You just want to take your time with these decals like this. Otherwise, you got to run back over to the store and buy another one. There we go. And we're just about there. There we go. Yeah, sweet. That turned out nice. That's exactly where I wanted it. And and it looks pretty good. So there's the Road America track decal outline. All right, here's another thing I like to do after having the bike just a couple of days. Now, what I would tell you, most dealers are really good at this. I know my dealer that I worked with, Southeast Sales, is excellent. But I always like double checking tire pressures, right? So these are the tubeless spoked. First year that the Africa Twin went to that standard, which is awesome. So I've got a Jayco digital tire pressure gauge. I'll put a link in the description for this. This is awesome. Okay, 31 pounds. And we got to check that against the spec. I think that's about right. 30 or 31 pounds. Let's do that. I have a chart up right here. Let's see. I did let a little bit of air out on that first attempt, but 33, it's supposed to be 33. I've got 31, so we will put a little bit of air in that one, and we'll check the back. What's really nice also, Honda's got valve stems 90 degrees, so they come out on a right angle. That is awesome. Okay, let's check this one. 37.7, so that's pretty much within spec. Depending on the load, I believe it's 36 up to 41. So I think we're in good shape there. But let's go put a little bit of air in the front. We will be all set. So I have a couple of portable inflators. The one I'm using right now is the rigid portable inflator. I've got a bunch of rigid tools, so this was handy. The one that I take on motorcycle trips, that's the portable to have right on the bike for air inflation. I have that packed in my motorcycle kit, so I didn't get that out. I'm using this one. I'll show you how this works. Really neat. Basically, it's got a very nicely done quick disconnect. So that goes on like that. And then what you do is you set the pressure to what you want. I'm going to go to 33. There it is. That comes off just like that. We're all done. There is one more thing to add on here at the early stage. I'm going to show you what it is right here. It's this decal. And it's the Group 66 Motorcycle Club decal. And it's really important to make sure this is on here, because if you show up on one of the rides for breakfast, you don't have a sticker on your bike, guess what? You're buying breakfast that day. So, pretty important to make sure we get a sticker and a decal on here. And that's what we're doing. So let's see if we can get this lined up. Right there, right there. Stickers on. We're set. Thanks for watching this episode of Mark's Garage and seeing a few of the fine tunings and the tweaks on the Africa Twin here just after a couple days. So looking forward to producing a lot more content as the road ahead comes into view. So thanks again to all the subscribers out there. If you are new, welcome to the channel. If you like this video, please give that a thumbs up, as that really helps the YouTube rankings. And as always, and until next time, take care.